The difference between a top producer and an average producer is top producers only work with motivated people. They filter out the looky-loos and the 12 months to 12 years from now, and they only work with the motivated people. And average people work with everybody. They will go look at 52 homes over a year. They think they're doing something. They think they're progress, but there's no motivation. They don't have a deadline to get in. So there's no deadline to making things happen. And so nothing happens. It's just like, why do we teach people events? Because as soon as they have a date for their event, they become really accountable, really motivated, and they change as a human being. They have an energy. The energy is in the event. So you cannot understate what you just said, is that you're no longer going to be working with the unmotivated people. If they come to a buyer's consultation, there is some motivation. So it instantly becomes a filter, and we just have to become great at explaining the benefit of the meeting for them. And there's only about 1,000 benefits to them for coming and learning the process and getting focused and so on and so forth. So I love that. All right. What was the other one?
You're a real estate consultant for life. Like that statement really hit me. I do follow up with everybody. I invite them to events. I do all that, but I kind of never really felt that until you said that. And that kind of hit me that I want to be, and I will be their real estate consultant for life.
For life.
For life.
That's a big commitment. And by the way, there's a lot of people that say that. Do they have a forever client system? The answer is no. They think maybe I'll send up with a monthly email, and trust me, if they're not reading those emails, they're not. I'm sorry. If it's a market update, it's even worth less to them than if you gave them recipes or something like that. But here's what that means. I'm your real estate consultant for life. That means I'm going to add value to your life for life. I saw a lot of regulars in the room, and the biggest feedback I got from them was, now I see how I came to you through Event Mastery. I came to you through the rituals. I came to you through these different channels, but doing BAM and then seeing how all those clients go back into the yaps, I finally see the puzzle pieces, to use Angela's, I see them, how they fit together now. So I love that. And I want to be your real estate consultant for life. And that means I'm never going to talk to you after the transaction. I mean, that's what it is for most people. And instead, it's like, no, we're going to be talking probably every month. And, I'm going to see you probably 3 times a year if you stay tuned into, our tribe of trust in our community. So love that. All right. So Christine, I'm going to stay with you and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here.
Okay.
So we had a lot of people go through BAM, and like a lot of people in a lot of classes, they thought the buyer's consultation was the most awesome thing they've ever seen in the history of the world, and then they didn't do anything with it, right? Tell me you're not that person. Tell me that you've implemented the buyer's consultation.
I have implemented the buyer's consultation.
All right. How did it go?
Great. I've done 5 so far.
Okay, let's go.
Everyone signed the agreement, and 1 person's currently under contract.
Okay. I mean, that's it. That's our podcast for today, people. And thank you for sharing. How long do you think that streak will continue? You've done 5 BCs, and 100% of them have gone to a EBA, exclusive buyer agreement, which is essentially a contract. You listed 5 buyers over. I mean, that's only what, 3? How long? How many weeks?
Yeah, a couple weeks. I mean, I've implemented pieces of it. Every one I did got a little bit better than the last one, obviously. Yeah. Referring back to the classes and the bits and pieces and the snippets and everything that you gave us. Implemented the VIP form, blew me away, because I never had the opportunity to ask them all those questions in like one sit down.
That's right.
But then I had all that data where I can put them, I can do the card. I have their kids' names. I've got everything in one sheet of paper. That was amazing. So, and no one had a problem filling it out either. Everyone did it. They gave you their birthdays. I mean, it was like amazing. Yeah.
And even the women will give you the date. I mean, the year. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? Like, don't give me the year. I didn't want the year, but that was like, oh, that's how old they are. Yeah. Like, oh my God, you look terrific. Or, So love that. And that is the thing. I've shared the VIP form. And during 2020, the big push was start a Facebook group, which, Jana Caudell's group's now 50,000 plus. So, she won March Magic that year. And then the other one was do your ambassador book and complete VIP forms with the people that you know the best. And that was your reason for the call. And you would just take that. But to be totally honest, from my aspect, I didn't have most of those VIP forms filled from a phone call. They were most likely done at an event or at a buyer's consultation. So,
Right.
So you nailed it there. What kind of feedback did you get from the clients? What were their reactions?
I think, it was interesting because one of them is the one that's currently under contract. He's an attorney.
Oh, perfect.
So he was a great person to kind of sit in the room and tell him I had to go through everything with him and went through all this stuff. Haven't gotten to the PowerPoint part yet, but I don't even think it didn't matter that I didn't have a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
But I did do the drawing, the wondering and the wandering. And yeah, I did all that. And the piece of paper, they were like, ooh. And then finally, at the end, he was like, this is great. Let's go see. And we had to see 15 houses that day. I mean, we did 15 houses. They were all in town for 24 hours. So we did it. But I loved the VIP form, the drawing, and he's an attorney. So he, looked at the buyer agreement. I went through page by page, explained it to him. They both signed it right then and there, and we went out the door.
Do you think it might have gone differently if you hadn't gone through BAM? I mean, an attorney is sometimes the toughest client because they don't want to sign anything without going through with their little highlighter and changing all the wording, which cannot be changed. Like it's already been through 12 attorneys. Like you can't change it anymore, right? So do you think it might have gone differently if you had not had that process in place?
No doubt. Honestly, even though in North Carolina, this agreement was mandatory to have signed, I probably would have emailed it to him and said, hey, here's our schedule for today. Can you please fill out this form before we go? And then it probably would have been a no, and I would have taken them anyway, and it couldn't have ended up as good as it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And in August, that'll be illegal, right? In August, we will be working out of integrity. We don't want to work out of integrity. And the other thing, it might have prevented you from getting paid, right? So,
okay.
So I love it. All right. And how amazing. I love that you had the toughest one first. Honestly, I mean, very few attorneys sign anything the first time they see it. So I love he trusted you enough and he was motivated enough to make it happen. And then what after that, after the showing the 15 houses and reflecting on the first buyer's consultation, what were a couple things that you were like, I need to do this differently next time?
I think I just need to organize the paperwork better because I was a little bit, kind of flitting through the papers. I need to kind of have a
folder.
Oh, I do. I do have the blue folder.
Yeah, let's go.
Folders. I have the blue and yellow folders.
Not only blue, that's Lake Norman blue.
Yeah.
I mean, my blue was like a royal blue. I like your blue better